That's a good ball for Peter Weir. Now Aberdeen with McGee making the break and Hewitt waiting in the middle. Hewitt!
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental, and also by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed around the world. The future of global procurement is right here. It's been exactly 78 days since our last Scottish Premiership game, and after a successful League Cup group campaign, the Dons head into Monday night's game against St Johnstone full of confidence, but struggling with key injuries. So we've had just about game one. So let's have a look and see after match day one what it means at the table. So after Celtic thrashed Kilmarnock today 4-0, they go top of the table. St Mirren comfortably beat Hibs 3-0. And in the first game of the day, it provided a cracking 2-2 draw in the Dundee Derby. Hi everybody, how are you doing? A very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV this Sunday night. How has your week been? Delighted to be back, and just very quickly, just before we crack on, I just want to thank you all for all the incredible amount of goodwill wishes that I received while I was in hospital getting my final surgery. So thankfully the surgery went well, still a wee bit tender, still a wee bit sore, but what they basically wanted to do was get rid of this colostomy bag that I've had fitted for 8 months. Been able to get rid of that now, stitched me all up. Dearie me, you must see it. It's honestly, it looks like a bullet hole. It's just absolutely unbelievable. But feeling okay. So thank you for all your well wishes. As I've continually said throughout my illness, that your support has really got me through what has been a very, very difficult time. So thank you to each and every single one of you, because I was quite blown away again by the amount of messages that I got. So I still face a little bit of a recovery period. Got to take it easy for the next couple of weeks. But that's not going to stop us doing any shows. I was absolutely determined to do a show tonight. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here, and I really hope you enjoy it. So this, as you know, is Countdown to Kickoff. This is the preview show ahead of the St Johnstone game tomorrow night. So I'm looking for your thoughts. Usual drill. Underneath the live video box, leave your comments. As always on ABTV, please be respectful. Don't use bad language. And if you're going to interact with each other, please be nice. That's all I ask. So it's been quite an interesting week at the football club, hasn't it? Junior Hoylett came out and said, that's it, he's done. And then obviously we received the devastating news about Leighton Clarkson's shoulder injury, which is going to keep him out for a good couple of months. So with him out and Dante out for a number of weeks still, we're now a little bit short, I think. So I've tried to predict the team. Tell me what you think of this predicted starting 11. So Dimitar to start in goal. I've gone with Jack, Gavin, Rubicic and Devlin. Angus MacDonald can't play. He's injured as well. Graham Shinney and Nielsen to play just in front of them. Then I've gone with Jamie out in the left. I've actually decided, now this was a toss of a coin, because it could be Papa Gay or Peter Ambrose. You could even stick Vinny into the mix here as well. But I've been so impressed with Peter Ambrose that I think I'd like to see him start. Shaden, who's doing okay, not great, but okay. I think he'll start on the right-hand side. And I think it will be Esther, again, who will start up front for the Dons. So I've got Jimmy Talline's some quotes from his press conference. During that press conference, he was asked about the latest for Bojan. And again, it just doesn't appear to be going anywhere. It's just business as usual. Said he's had a really good training, a good week in training. And he obviously will be in the squad. He did hint that he might even start. But I've just got a feeling that it'll be Esther again. So, look, I could be completely wrong. Tell me what you think. So here are some of Jimmy's quotes from the press conference that he gave yesterday. He said, "For me, the identity has to be even stronger and clearer so we can do things more often and more consistently. Same in the defence and how we defend. When a team is growing, it's not just only a starting point on Monday. You need to prepare to win that game. It is clear that we have to grow more and be stronger in some parts. We need to keep working. In terms of recruitment, this is what he asked to say, because he was asked the question. He said, on Monday we will get some answers. So we have to start with a good starting point from there and not stress. Of course, we always need to try and build the strongest team through training and recruitment. So there was a couple of other little points that I picked out from that, where he basically said that there's absolutely no point just buying players for the sake of buying players. He wants them to basically be the best players that Aberdeen can possibly buy, and that they've got to be able to fit in to his system. And if it means taking a little bit more time to do that, then so be it. And to be honest with you, I'm completely with him when it comes to stuff like that, because I do think historically, and especially in the recent past, that we have been a little bit guilty of just buying players for the sake of buying, or getting them in loan just for the sake of getting them in on loan. So yeah, again, I think we're just going to have to be patient, but it's going to be an interesting few weeks until obviously the window closes. Devastated about Leighton, absolutely devastated. I think he's going to be a huge miss in that number 10 role. I think we were really starting to see the Leighton that was with us on loan before he signed his permanent deal, and I think Yimi was starting to get the best out of him. And I we've all been crying out, for 18 months now to play him in that number 10 role, which is perfectly suited to his game. So he's going to be a huge loss. I do think it's left us short. I'm a little bit concerned about our squad at the moment. Obviously, the squad numbers came out the other day. Interesting to see Duke was still in there. So, yeah, I guess we just have to trust in the process and just see where it takes us over the next few weeks. But it's a little bit concerning going into the beginning of the league campaign that we do appear to be a little bit short. Right, so tonight is all about you. I've not got any interviews, nothing like that. I just wanted to make tonight's sort of first league preview show all about you guys. So let's get you on and see how you're all doing. Right, let's pause that video for a start. Let's bring you down. Oh, lots of you on tonight. Great to see. Graham Barron is on. Hi Graham, how are you? He says, welcome back Ali, great to see you on our screens. Thank you mate. Do you think we'll start with Miovski tomorrow? No. I think we should, and start our campaign on a positive with huge 3 points. Another 6-0 will do nicely. Billy Johnson says, welcome back Ali, hope you've recovered now. Certainly on the mend Billy, thank you very much. Gordon Keith Ritchie said, hi all, welcome back Ali, all the best in your recovery. Tomorrow won't be easy as we all know. What to expect from a Craig Levein team, but go for it and let's get 3 points on the board. Come on you Reds. Bob Duff has said, evening Ali, hope you're fit and healthy. I noticed you sent me a LinkedIn request with me being an AFC employee, but if I can't help you in any way, if I can't help you in any way, I will. Okay, Bob. Chilling, much love Ali, thank you mate. Hope everything went well and you hope you have a speedy recovery. Lay free, sit free, and most importantly, stand free. Very good mate. Honestly, so I had my surgery on last Friday, and they put it back 24 hours, which I was absolutely gutted about. So I was all ready to go, and I was all kind of psyched up and all that kind of stuff. And then I got the call to say, look, really sorry, had issues overnight, and we can't do the surgery today. So I went home for the day, basically jumped on the bus, went home for the day, and then just came back later that evening. Had it done quite early in the morning, about 9:30. Slept most of the day, as you can imagine. And then on Saturday, the physio said, right, come on then, let's get you up, let's get you going. Oh, honestly, the first few steps are just, oh, dearie me, absolute torture. But once you kind of get into it, once you get into the rhythm, and once you sort of, you take the painkillers, which are obviously freely available, they help massively. You just get going, and it's remarkable. And the physiotherapists, and I find the whole sort of physiotherapy with football and people in hospital, and how they get you going and get you up, and and encourage you. These people just, for me, they're superstars. They're absolute superstars. Machiavelli is on saying, I can't believe they gave Duke a squad number. I can't believe it either, I got to admit. I wouldn't give him a biscuit. Does anyone know if he's actually bothered to turn up at all? With a thin, bare midfield, we need to start quick. I agree. Listen, who cares about Duke anymore? You know, as far as I'm concerned, let it go. Just let it go. Who cares? Thank you, Musical Box. I hope you're well. Baz Strachan is here. Hi, Baz. How are you, mate? Evening, everyone. Glad you're back up and running, Ali. Hope you're doing well. A win and 3 points tomorrow. Are a must to the start of the season because we have to start strongly. Barry Cool is here. Hi, Barry. He's wishing everyone a good evening, as is Kirsten. Great to have you back, Ali. Hope you're feeling a lot better. I am. Thank you. John Grant is here. He says, hi, Dandies. I want to see Soklar and Bojan playing. No point in not playing our best player, as we're a better team with him on the pitch, as long as his head has not been turned. Paul Hannon says, hello, Ali. Glad you're back. Hope it all went well with the operation. It did, Paul. Thank you, mate. Musical Box said, we only need to win 5-0 to go top of the table tomorrow. The Mad Ferret is on. Hi, Mad Ferret. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Scott W. Jim Balfour is also on. Hi, Jim. Hey, let's get that chat sorted, mate. He says, good evening, all. Buzzing for tomorrow's game. Neil is on. Kilted Warrior is on. David Horn is here. Barry Cole said, I watched a few of the games over the weekend and the Rangers looked poor. Also, personally, I think Hart should have had a pen. Think Gray will be sacked by Hibs. What a terrible start for them. Billy Johnson came back to say, you said a while back how good it would be to have Andy Considine back in a coaching role. Alan Boris visited the Shetland Reds 3 weeks ago and told me he was already back as a coach. Yeah, I can't say too much. Musical Box, bless you fella, my week was boring, no ABTV. Scott W says, to be honest, the scoreline doesn't concern me too much. If we can get a decent result, that's what matters. He even says he'd accept a draw. Kirsten came back to say, good evening, Dandies. Looking forward to the first game of the season tomorrow night. Baz Strachan said, the week just got better as ABTV is back on. Neil Strachan says, hi, Ali. I think Aberdeen will beat St Johnstone 7-0 tomorrow night. Hope you're feeling better. Come on, you Reds. Yeah, Barry Cole makes a good point about the team selection. He says, I can see McGrath moving into the middle and Vinny starting, or leave McGrath wide and stick Pappy in the middle. Yeah, absolutely, Barry. No issues with that at all, mate. Can't be bothered is here, doing fine, thank you, mate. He says, has anyone heard any rumours about who we might be signing with? Was interested when Hoylett news came out. It said that Tulane had moved on to other targets. Scott W said, if we can continue to see the Yimmy plan come together, then that's okay. I do think we'll get a 2-0 win, having said that. Neat Pete is on. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Musical Box, Angus is also banned for tomorrow's game. That's yeah, he's banned, correct. Yeah. Kenwell Metal Detective. So did anyone have on the horse called Stand Free on Friday? Won at 33-1. He didn't. Jeez. Thank you, Kenneth. Gary's on saying, glad you're back, mate. Wee bit concerned with the lack of squad depth. Watched St Mirren in their last two games and I'm not sure we would match their midfield ahead of our game against them at home. It is a little bit worrying, isn't it? I've got to be honest. Stuart Malcolm has said, good to see you back, looking well. Morris has an unbelievable burst of speed, but for me, there's nothing at the end of it. Not convinced about him. That's my issue with Shaden. I think, there is a player there, but he just doesn't have the end product for me, and that's what worries me. Paul Hannon came back to say, looking forward to going to the game tomorrow night. I'm sure I read somewhere that Bojan will start. Think maybe Pappy over Ambrose also. Barry Cole said about Morris, he gives up too easy and doesn't press the defender. Let's hope Yimmy can change that. Morris Joe is here. Hi, mate. If Miovski doesn't play tomorrow, then we start the game with only 8 of the 11 who thrashed Hibs on the last game of the season. Devlin, McGrath and McKenzie. With injuries, we have a weaker squad now. We do. Donald Cushney, no need to apologise, mate. Doing just fine, thank you. Yeah, a few of you are not convinced about Shaden Morris yet. Scott W has said, this is the thing, fans have to be patient. Allow Yimmy to do his job. If the right players are available, he'll sign them. If we end the window with the squad, then so be it. Kilted Warrior is reminding everybody to hit the old like button. So if you don't mind, if you're enjoying the show, press the old like button. We managed to breach the 3,700 subscription mark the other day, but then I lost a couple. How dare they? So we're now back down at 3,699. So if you are enjoying what you're watching and you've not already subscribed to the channel, it doesn't cost you anything. I'd be absolutely delighted if you would please consider it. John Helmsley's here. Thank you, John. Much appreciated. I'll be in touch soon, mate. Colin Gale said, I think people are too hard on Shaden. He will improve. Let's be patient. West Coast Donna said, nice that we can afford to have a 7 million striker on the bench, seeing that we've got some depth now. Musical Box says, I don't care where Duke goes, but we don't need him back at Pittodrie. Agreed. Scott W says, I think the club need to cut their losses with Duke, terminate his contract, free up a wage, and move on. Charles Craig is here. Hi Charles, how are you? Realise it was against Dumbarton last Saturday, but I like the attitude of all the subs who came on. Yeah, it's a good point, Charlie. Musical Box said, we need a good performance tomorrow to continue to build momentum. Kirsten came back to say, I agree that Morris has pace, but no end product. We really need to sign a couple of good wingers. Yeah, we do. Right, so keep the chat coming in. So this is the issue for me. So now, I think up top, we're okay. I think with Esther, you know, I really hope we can keep on to. I really hope we can keep Bojan. I just can't see it happening, but I really hope we can. But Esther, Bojan, Pape, who really impressed me the other week. Peter, as I said, has really impressed me as well. You know, I think we're okay up top. Sort of in that number 10 role is where it really does concern me. You know, Barry did make a good point that you could move Jamie into that position. I personally would prefer to see Pape or Peter play in that position. You could, you know, again, there's an argument, if you're not up for Shaden, could Peter Ambrose play out in that position? Or could we play, for example, Jamie out on the right-hand side and put Vinny out on the left? But again, with Vinny, the jury continues to stay out for me on Vinny. I know he needs a run of games, I understand that. But you know, when he played in the group stage, for me, he just didn't set the header alight at all. And I expected a lot more from him. And as I said in the review shows that, you know, if you can't get yourself up against part-time players and show the difference in quality and level, then I'm really starting to struggle to think, when will you be able to do it? So for me, there's a few doubts still there over Vinny. So at the moment, if you're going to put a gun to my head, I think I would prefer to have Shaden on the right, Pape or Peter in that number 10 role, and Jamie still out on the left-hand side, and just swap Jamie with Shaden, you know, whenever it suits, really. No issues with Graham Shinney, whose birthday it is today. It's also Robert Connor's birthday today, so happy birthday to you both. What a cultured left foot Robert Connor had, and a great guy, a very, very funny guy. It's about time we got him back on, I think. So look, what we're going to get from St Johnstone, we know what we're going to get. We know what we always get from St Johnstone at McDermott Park. I've managed to put some stats together for you. So let's chuck the stats in. Oh, sorry, that's not the stats. That's the old YouTube subscription. If you like what you're watching, I'd be absolutely thrilled, as I said earlier, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to Ali Beg ABTV, trying to breach that 3,700 mark. So there's your stats. So Yemi Talene is actually aiming to become the first ever Aberdeen manager to win his first 5 games in charge. Aberdeen have only lost 1 from 14 away games against St Johnstone. When opening their league campaign away from home, Aberdeen have only won 1 of their last 9 games, which is not a particularly good record. The man in the middle tomorrow is on Monday night is Kevin Clancy, and on VAR is Alan Muir. So the first stat I thought was a really interesting one, obviously, that Jimmy Tilleen could be the first Aberdeen manager in history to win his first competitive 5 games. Let's see if there's any more of you on. Good stuff. Yeah, there's plenty come back in. Good stuff. Right. David Golrally Vids has wished everyone a good evening. Musical Box suggests that Vinny Pazarwin could be a candidate for the number 10 slot. Yeah, possibly. Scott W said, Hayes was like Morris when he signed for us. All pace, no end product. It took him a couple of seasons. Playing regular football before he clicked. I think Morris could prove to be similar. Yeah, I don't have an issue with that, mate. Gareth Mackey's here. Hi, Gareth. How are you? Hi, Ali. Glad to see you back and looking chipper. Stay strong, buddy. Although no Europe, I think the League Cup has helped us competitively and gives Yimmy more of an idea what the squad has to offer. A Kilted Warrior, is that right, mate? YouTube has a habit of unsubscribing people. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's really random. Stephen Evans is here. Good evening, mate. First time on and great to see you doing so well after the operation. Thank you, fella. Notice that we're able to change our players to change the momentum in a game compared to last season. Stuart Malcolm came back to say, I thought the second half against Dumbarton was fantastic. I knew it was a lower league team, but we got a taste of Yumi's high press, and I love to watch it. I have a great feeling about Yumi. I completely agree, mate. Colin Gale makes a good point. He says, it was reported that Vinny was bothered with a hamstring niggle. David Gold come back to say it will be Jamie in Clarkson's place. Morris on the right, maybe Guy to the left. Yeah. Sorry, Gay, Papa Gay to the left. Kirsten came back to say, plus Vinny has been carrying a slight injury, yeah, so let's remember that. So hopefully he will get better when he's back to full fitness. Musical Boxer, I think Pazarwin is a much better player than Morris technically, and is certainly more of a goal threat. Neil Strachan said, I've been impressed by Mittoff and Ambrose. I think they are really fantastic players, and I meet Yimi Peter Bojan last week at the free training session. You met them, nice. DM said, welcome back, Ali. Hope all is well. Doing just fine. Thank you, mate. Bastrakin said, I would give Fletcher a start tomorrow. Fletcher Boyd, yeah. Neom709 said, it's a midfield. That's the only problem for me. Yeah, it is the midfield at the moment, as we've just sort of just been saying. To give Fletcher Boyd a start, Baz. Look, this is where I am with very young players. I prefer to see them sort of being drip-fed into the team. And I think what Yimi's doing at the moment is absolutely spot on. Just drip him in. Continue to monitor his progress in training. See how he develops physically. And then, yeah, just sort of, if we're struggling, if we need players to come on, then at the moment I would look for him to be an impact substitution, because he is that type of player who I think can really run ragged defenders. So at the moment, I can see the argument to starting him, but I think Esther or Bojan would go ahead of him. But again, because of Bojan's continued speculation, I just think that's why Esther will start tomorrow. So look, let's just wait and see. Right, guys, we're just coming up to 25 minutes. Musical Box said, we're good in both defence and attack, but with only 2 midfielders, we do have a mini crisis. Yeah. So look, guys, I'm going to call it a night because I'm feeling a wee bit tender. So this is the plan this week, because obviously it's going to be a busy week. There'll be no watch-along show because obviously the game is live on television in the UK, so there's no watch-along show. But we will come back on Tuesday night for a review show, and then we'll come back on Friday night for a preview show ahead of the game at the weekend as well. So that's the plan this week, and hopefully we'll have plenty more lined up in terms of interviews with ex-players and all that kind of stuff. So guys, continued thanks. have a great week. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Lads, as we always say at the end of the review show, the very best of luck. Let's get off to a decent start in the league. You know what you're facing. You know what you're up against. Remain patient. Try and open them up. They're going to sit in. Be vigilant at the back. And let's stay patient, because I think that's going to be the key to us getting 3 points at McDermott Park. So guys, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you on Tuesday night. Stand free. Bye for now.